Painting wet on wet circles is one of my favorite projects, especially when I'm playing with a new color palette, which I am doing right now for the holiday season. I want to paint a few new watercolor paintings, and I want to incorporate a holiday color palette that I love and just tweak it a little bit for this year. Because, the colors keep changing, the trends, not just the trends because they're popular, but because they're relevant to what's going on in the world. And Pantone is a huge resource for that. But I'm going to start with a deep green. This is the original cork pan set by Viviva Colors. And I am going to start with some of that. Ooh, that looks like a mint when I don't make it very dark. My intention was to make it really dark, but I also wanted a light green, so that's really nice. And I'm going to leave that there. And I'll put the dark green maybe over here. So you can see how deep and dark it gets when I get my brush really filled up with this color. That's pretty. That's going to be great for like pine trees, pine sprigs, that sort of thing. I love to paint pine sprigs. That's one of my favorite things to paint during the holiday season. So that's nice. And maybe I'll put just a little more green in here because that's going to dry so light I won't be able to see it. But I want to spread it out because it's a little too dark now. And adding water will lighten it too. It'll create more texture in here, but that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. And I'm going to just take a lighter version of it over here. So now we kind of have a dark, medium, and the light. We'll see how they dry. And moving on to my next color, I'm going to go to a more neutral color like this raw sienna, which is more like a yellow ochre. That's nice. And I'm going to go ahead and put it up here. I'm looking for colors to pair these with, and I think this will be really nice with the green. They could just mix together and do their thing. And I also want to add it down here so that this looks a little more balanced and all the yellow isn't all the way up here. I love yellow mixed with a little brown, which is what yellow ochre is. And this is such a lovely shade of it. Most of the colors I'm going to be using for this project are going to be in this original set. However, I've got my color sheets over here that I'm going to be pulling from as well because there's just a few really yummy colors over here that I want to incorporate. I'm going to let this dry a little bit more because it's just really wet before I add something. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on this amaranth, which is like a burgundy color. I love burgundy during the holidays. I'm not a red girl, so to speak. Or in general, I don't love red. I love to incorporate variations of reds and pinks during the holidays because it's just combinations that I love. I'm going to put a medium version here. And then maybe a lighter version here. So I keep just kind of working it out of my brush. I save a lot of paint when I do this. And I can always come back and add more, but in the meantime, I'm using most of the paint in my brush before I'm rinsing it out. Okay, so that's another beautiful color. I really did want to play with, it's called burgundy in here, because I think there's a little more pink in it, which I kind of wanted. Let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, see how that's more fuchsia looking? So I don't want to get too much of it, but I kind of want to play with that and add it here just to see what it does to this amaranth color. That's a really fun combination. It kind of makes it a little more regal, a little more multi-toned, and lightens it up and brightens it up a little bit. Okay, so let me put that aside. This was from, by the way, this was from the spring color sheets set. There are a lot of colors here, so it's a trick to keep up, but it's a lot of fun too. The other color I really want to use is deep blue. This is the original set again. So most of my colors are coming from here. I like a navy. I don't like a true blue as much as I like a navy or a gray blue. I just think it's such a sweet, understated color. I like muted colors. I live in the desert, so I'm used to looking at muted colors, and it's so sunny and bright that the muted desert colors sort of compensate for how bright it is out here and gives our eyes a bit of a rest. That's really nice. Really like that really dark version of it. It's so pretty to paint like a night sky. And I love this yellow ochre for painting stars. I love my stars just a little muted and very textured. I think it's really pretty that way. And let's see, maybe I'll put some blue here. The rest of this should be a really gorgeous combination. Oh, yeah. Getting all purpley. I think it's really pretty. I probably won't use a purple much, but I think it's gorgeous here. We'll just play. I don't have to commit to any of these colors. And that's something for you too. When you're creating a chart like this, mostly I do this for relaxation, to be honest, because I love to watch the colors sort of mix and blend. But I can use this as an example of what the colors will do when I mix them on a project. So I have a little more information before I start painting. So it's a fantastic color chart tool as well as a relaxation tool. Let's see what else I can put on here. I really want some light, like a light peach. So I'm going to take this mango orange, and put some water in it. I think that will be really pretty with this blue. It looks kind of a lot like this yellow ochre right here, but it's not. So I'm going to add it somewhere else so it has its own personality. And it looks more orangey and peachy. I love peach. Peach is in my brand color palette. I use it a lot in my paintings. It's just such a yummy color. It's soft, it's rich, and it just blends with so many other colors. Okay, we'll see what I do with that one. And so the trick is just to keep moving the colors around to create a nice flow and make it look somewhat balanced so it's pretty to look at. But you don't have to do it that way. You can just paint them straight through and it'll still look amazing. This project is hard to screw up. So I'm going to go through and just keep adding colors and see what I end up with. I'm liking this saffron a lot better for the peachy color. It's got just a lot more orangey to it. This one's so muted that it doesn't come off much different than the raw sienna. So that's going to be my peach color. Now, my original color sheets has this slate black. It's the only set that has it. And I want to incorporate a little gray here and there as well, just as a neutral color to ground some of these other colors. Another really fun set that I haven't even opened up yet is my metallics color sheets. Oh boy, are they yummy. Every one of these colors is metallic, and you get actually 2 palettes of silver and 2 palettes of gold. So I want to go ahead and play with some of that. Another metallic color I love is in the fall color sheets, and it's called Fire. That is gorgeous too. I'm just going to go through and blend some of these that have had some hard lines on them so they're a little more flowing into one another. That was fun and relaxing. I used a lot of different colors here, but it was fun to experiment and play with what colors I have. And I hope that you'll get your paints out and play with them and see what you can come up with color combinations, see what your favorites are, see which ones you want to use in your paintings and which ones you just want to enjoy. I hope you had fun watching that watercolor project. Painting circles are a constant source of relaxation for me, but also a source of clarity for my upcoming projects. You can try it with different sets of colors to experiment and see how different it turns out each time, kind of like a fun kaleidoscope of colors. Feel free to share your thoughts about this project in the comments below. If you enjoy this video, I would so appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos as they come out. If you're interested in learning more about the Viviva Colors sustainable vegan watercolors I use, there's a link below to see how I work with them and for 10% off your entire purchase if you decide you need some. If you get a chance to paint this project, I would love to see your version in our private Facebook group community so we can see how everyone's colors turned out and what colors you're loving for the season. You're welcome to post your questions in the group, which is a safe space for you to share your projects and your thoughts. You'll find a link to join us in the description. When you share your artwork in the group, you might even see it featured here in one of these videos. Here are the beautiful projects that have been posted in the community recently from our suite members. If you're just finding this watercolor painting channel on YouTube, I have a watercolor painting challenge you can join for free. You'll get access to the lessons, the full color workbook, the Facebook group community, and an online challenge hub all for free. So you don't want to miss it. There's a link to sign up in the description. And I'll see you next time with an all new holiday themed project.